everybody. Welcome into the Daily Disney Discussion. Surprise! I'm your host today, Melissa from Mouse Talk, and we are going to be discussing the Enchanted Tales with Belle attraction at, of course, Magic Kingdom. Yay! So welcome in, everybody, and hello to Brian. I know you're traveling. Safe travels to you and Jen. Hope you guys get there safely. It sounds like a really long drive. And hello, Eric. Welcome in. Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here. So we can get started about this attraction here. Bear with me one second. Trying to figure out. Okay. I don't see where the mute is on here, but I don't hear myself. So what did I do?
You don't want to hear yourself.
I know, but I don't see it. Anyway.
Okay. There it is. It's muted already.
Oh, well, I thought you said I couldn't mute it already. Sorry, guys. I'm still learning this. We use a different...
She's doing good.
Anyhow.
Click E-cam.
Okay. So, anyway.
There you go. Now you're back.
I thought I couldn't mute before I was on the stream, so that's why I was a little confused. And to get started, let's see if anybody else is in here. Sorry, guys. Having a little bit of technical difficulties. Hey Russ, how are you today? Hope everybody's having a good weekend. What is everybody up to today? So for us, we have to go a little early. We have some plans that we kind of had unexpected today. Walt had some things he had to take care of, so he asked me to host, and I offered. And he's like, "Are you sure?" Hey, big Disney fan, welcome in, welcome in. So we'll kind of get the ball rolling as far as this is an attraction that I think may be a little, one that we don't go to very often. Enchanted Tales with Belle opened December 6, 2012. Hard to believe it's been around that long. I know, I remember when it first opened, and there's some really fascinating aspects to this attraction. But at the same time, for me personally, I know unless you have little kids, for us, it's kind of a one and done. So it's one of those things where if you've done it one time, unless you have little ones, I don't know what you guys think about that. So interested to get your opinion on that. But hey, John, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great weekend. Thanks for being here. So anyway, yeah, raining. We've had a lot of rain too. We are working on a video from yesterday. Walt and I attempted to make a drive down to Cocoa Beach because we thought it was just going to be overcast, but it ended up being a pretty rainy day, so that didn't go over so well. But Brian's right. The door is the coolest part. So the great thing about this attraction is that I like the ambiance. I like the set. I know it's set up where you go into Maurice's, I guess it's like his workshop, like their little cabin or cottage, and that's where you're kind of going into the queue. It does tend to go outside, so it can get a little warm, but it is neat to walk through and see that setup. And when you get into the main area, there's a magic mirror on the wall, and at that point, once everything starts, everything gets dark and it sparkles and it's green and it lights up, and the mirror actually widens into a large doorway that you walk through to get into the actual attraction itself. So it's almost kind of like if you've done the Star Wars ride, almost like that concept too, when they cut open the door in the wall and move it over. Hey Meredith, welcome in. Good to see you. So that is probably the best part of this whole attraction, and the one thing that'll probably get me to go back again. So hey Dan, thank you. Thanks for being here. Disney Dan is here, one of our partner channels. Everybody check him out for sure. And Walt is in the chat. Everybody say hey to Walt there. So anyway, that is the best part. When that mirror opens up and you can step through it, I think that was something that was a little before its time, and everybody was fascinated by that, you know, when that opened about 7 years ago. I thought it was really awesome. From there, you're going to walk into the, I guess it's the room with the wardrobe. So I guess it's a wardrobe room where it has the talking wardrobe, and she talks just like in the movie, so that's really fun. And in there, this is where it gets really great for little kids. The whole purpose of this attraction, hey Dougie, welcome in, is you're going to reenact Belle's story for her. It's her birthday, and you're going in to put on a performance of her life story for her. So they're going to choose people from the audience, or you know, that are in there to see the attraction, and they'll pick the little kids, and somebody gets to be Gaston, and somebody gets to be Beast, and somebody gets to be, you know, different things like that. I've only seen this myself once, maybe twice. So I'm trying to remember the best that I can. So it's cute. It's really fun for the little guys. And then from there, you go into Belle's library, and the great thing about this is on the mantle you have Lumiere, and he's kind of animatronic animatronic in a way. If you look real close behind, there's like a dark curtain, and you can see where the controls kind of move his arms, but he talks, and that's super fun. So that I enjoy a lot. And then they have everybody come up, they give you instructions on what you're supposed to do for the play, and then Belle comes out and thanks everybody for being there and talks about everything. And then you go up and put on the play about Belle's story, about how she went to save her dad and she stayed behind and, got to befriend the beast, blah, blah, blah. We all know the story. But it's really cute. I think it's super fun for little ones. And Meredith says it was fun with the kids when they were small. Madison got to play Mrs. Potts, so that's super fun. We didn't get picked a couple times that we went, and haven't been back for many, many, many years. We were there, let's see, if it opened 2012, we were there in 2013. So we checked it out then and haven't been back since, at least as far as my memory serves. Hi, G. Wilson, welcome in. Happy Sunday afternoon. So, it's one of those things. If you have little ones, they're probably going to love to go back to this over and over. I'm a huge, as most of you probably know, a Beauty and the Beast fan for sure. So I'm kind of surprised I haven't gone back just for the sake of the experience. But I guess once you go through the mirror and you see all the little fun parts, I'm ready to leave. But you can't just up and leave halfway through the attraction or the event. It's not, they kind of frown on that. But it's fun at the end. If you got picked to be in the play, you get to take pictures with Belle. Everybody gets a little bookmark that they can take with them because, of course, Belle loves to read. So that's always a fun little thing to have a memento to take. And if you're one of the lucky ones to get picked, I think it's an even better experience because having those special pictures to take home is really cool. So what are your thoughts about Enchanted Tales with Belle? I see some of you in there. Hey, Amy, welcome in. Hi, ATJH Travels. Welcome into the show today. And again, sorry we went a little early today. Walt and I actually have some plans later today that came up, and we'll be doing a stream. You guys will see that later. So thanks for joining in while you could today, much earlier than usual. But, oh my goodness. So Russ says, I know my cousin was a guard and said he had to march forever and was worn out afterward. That's funny. All right. So anyway, I don't know. I feel like I moved awfully quick on this. It's been 7 minutes. I think we probably need to discuss, do you guys feel it's worth waiting in line for this ride? I know Walt's big saying is the juice worth the squeeze? Is that the saying? So anyway, I find that to be funny. But how many of you would actually get a fast pass for this attraction, or how long would you wait for this particular attraction? I know for me right now, it would probably be a fill-in. If we were there, had some, we were spending the day and we checked it out and it said, 15-minute wait, I might do that. I don't know that I would do more than 15 minutes for this attraction without having little kids anymore. Now, once we get to the point where we have grandkids and that changes, I'd probably wait a little longer, maybe about 20, 25 minutes or so, and would even consider getting a fast pass for little ones, especially if they really like this film. So, this is kind of nostalgic for me. Like I said, I love Belle, Beauty and the Beast. I love the Beast. He's one of my favorites for sure. So that's one thing, that I think is great. So, and let's see here. Yes, G. Wilson says, isn't it nice to actually have plans? I know here in Florida we can get out a little bit, go a few places with some restrictions. So it's just kind of nice to leave your normal routine. We've been walking the local trail. We've been doing certain things, but now there are other places we can go and walk around, and actually looking forward to it, so that's good. And here is Walt. He decided to join me after all. Maybe he thinks I'm floundering.
No, you're doing great. Nope, you're doing great. I'm just helping her out a little bit because she's not used to doing it on this this platform. It's just different
too.
Melissa's 100% correct. We've only done it once. I will say this: it has two of the best animatronics, though.
Yeah,
the Lumiere and the
wardrobe.
The wardrobe.
Yeah, she's pretty neat. It's like being in the movie.
They're both really, really done well. I don't know what everybody else thinks on this, but let us know in the chat for those that have seen it, because I know a couple of you said you haven't actually been able to experience it yet. I agree with Melissa. You have to experience it, though.
Yeah, no Fast Pass Plus. I agree, G. Wilson. I don't think it's one, I don't want to say to waste a Fast Pass on, unless you have little ones that really love Beauty and the Beast and it's a must-do for you. But I'm thinking that might even be something where you could do an add-on after you do your 3 big Fast Passes. So, it's one of those things where you could probably do that after the fact. So, yep, Walt's t-shirt is pretty cool.
That's
I have
fire.
Mushu.
Mushu's one.
Mushu. No, that's VeggieTales. So
That is VeggieTales.
I'm crossing the streams.
I think Melissa's right. It's definitely a great attraction when you got little ones, especially little ones that are into Beauty and the Beast and Belle. We haven't done this in so long. We're going to do it again because I really want to.
At this point, I will. Since
yeah,
we're here,
we need to.
Yeah, we absolutely. There's so many things that we haven't done in so long because when we used to be down only once every couple of years, you want to do the things that you love the best. So you would skip certain things. Now we're at the point where if the parks ever reopen, that we can go in and do those things again because we can always go back the next day. So a lot of changes as far as that goes. And Amy, I'm surprised you haven't seen this ride yet. So she said if she was in the area, she might check it out with a short line for sure.
You know what? I'll say this, and everybody in the chat, I want to know what your threshold is for your wait time. I don't know if they said it yet or not. We'll wait 10 to 20 minutes for this.
Enchanted Tales of Bread Service.
There you go. That's good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think so. I think more than 20 minutes maybe, and it's got to be something that we want to go do. I agree with Melissa. It's not a first 3 fast pass by far. But if it's available and nothing else is available and we need something to do, why not?
Yeah. And Meredith says the same thing, and they wouldn't do a fast pass for this. They've done it twice.
Yeah.
And you're right. I just felt like it's something once I saw it the one time, and if I could go through the door and then skip out, I think I would. Isn't that awful to say? But that's the thing I love best about it is the magic mirror that turns into the door. He sure did mention Sanaa, Brian, and I would love to have some of that right now. I watched his last 2 Food Fridays. I was one behind, and definitely made me hungry. Some good ones. Check them out for sure. I think Dan and I have very similar palates, so anytime I get excited to watch his Food Friday videos for sure.
Gotcha. G. Wilson says if the daughter wants to do it, no more than 30 minutes.
Okay.
Yep. But you know what? Depending upon the age of your daughter, I will say this: she's gonna love it. She really will. The little ones really like this. They get a really up close, personal experience with Belle.
He's seen it.
Oh, they have seen it. Okay.
Yes. I'm pretty sure, right, G-Wilson? I'm pretty sure I got the impression, but you were like definitely not a fast pass worthy attraction for sure. So, yeah, you're right, Russ. I don't know if they will be able to open this attraction in the same way. I don't think so because you were very up close with people in line, and then where you sat, you're just on benches in the library. So they're going to have to space that out, and it was already not. I don't feel like it was a super big capacity room
No, it's not
to
a big
some
capacity.
shows. So you're going to be able to get much fewer people in there for each show. So yeah, they're gonna have to just be spread out. They can do it.
They can do it. They'll put it on the benches. They'll say, "Don't sit here. Don't sit here. Don't sit here."
Or as far as people acting out the play, who knows? I mean, because they would usually put on clothes, and so yeah, they might have to change up the way they do it. Period. Because you're right, the kids would put on masks or put on cloaks, and if I'm remembering correctly, like little cardboard cutout thingies that they put on. So this may change entirely. You're right.
Big Disney fan says 30, 45 minutes. Tops with me, but prefer 10 to 20, right?
Yeah.
But I'll check the app. Yeah, it really just depends on what it says on the app. It can be a little bit of a wait, though. Diz Life of Ours is in the house. June and Rachel, good to see you guys.
And belated happy birthday. I think I saw on YouTube it was your birthday yesterday or
I think
recently.
It was, yes.
So
Happy
hope
birthday.
you had a great birthday. Thank you
good
for
to see
being
you.
here.
Yeah, we're talking about Enchanted Tales with Belle. It really is. I spoke the other day when I was talking about Kali River Rapids. I said how Kali River Rapids was such the forgotten ride. Sometimes I tend to think this is the forgotten attraction.
Well, to be honest, I feel like we've forgotten about it because it's not. That's another reason why we haven't done it. There are certain times when we'll think about it, we're like, nah. And then other times I figure, we get home from our trip, I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that attraction. So again, it has to do with the age of your family members and the people in your group. Right. I think that's a big reason for it. It's not like we're all clamoring as a family going, yeah, let's go over to Enchanted Tales with Belle.
But it is 20 minutes. It's not something that you're going to be boom, boom, in and out. It's a 20-minute show. I call it a show, whatever you want to call it.
It's kind of a show. It's not a ride.
Right.
So.
Or experience, I guess. What's Dan say? I can't read that.
How late do they run the shows? Doesn't it close earlier? It may. I know some of the ones after hours events, it's never open.
What's Dan say? I can't read his.
that they should do with Beauty and the Beast. They should build a restaurant based around the Be Our Guest song and put it in the Magic Kingdom.
Yes, that's a good idea, Dan. That would be great if they ever did that.
Mm.
And they could have like the Beast come out at dinner time and like say hi to everybody and all. That would be a great idea.
And you could eat in the ballroom, just like
man, that would be awesome. Or maybe even in the West Wing.
Yeah, or the library.
Man, they should do something like that. I agree 100%. Good idea, Dan. We'll pass it on to Bob.
And I know you all know we're just kidding because that exists. I don't want you to think we're really like not that educated when it comes. Hey Blaine, welcome in.
Good to see you, Blaine. Thanks for being here, buddy.
We have eaten at Beauty and the Beast restaurant multiple times. We have not eaten there since the prefix menu came into play.
Yes, we
Actually,
have.
that's a lie. We ate breakfast.
But
we didn't eat. We haven't
No,
eaten
not dinner.
dinner.
Right.
We've eaten dinner there at least three times prior to the prefix menu and enjoyed it very much. It was our oldest son Walter's favorite place to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's hesitant to try it since the menu changed.
Yep.
But I know a lot of people down breakfast. I think it's more because of the price and what you get, but we enjoyed it. I liked the breakfast. I like that breakfast and lunch there are quick service. So that's a whole other stream. But it's Dan's fault. We started talking about food, and of course it correlates with our attraction. So
yeah, it does.
You know, it's in the same area in Magic Kingdom, and
the whole outside of the Enchanted Tales with Belle. G. Wilson says, "Got to say, Beast Castle was real good for lunch." Yeah, we'll have to. That's the only one we haven't done yet.
I've heard wonderful things about the lunch as far as the value for the price that you're getting and the quality and quantity of the food. And it is quick service, so you're not having to, you order. I know when we went in for breakfast, it's the same setup. You go in, there's a touchpad, you order, you take a little rose that has a sensor in it to your table, and the cast member brings your food to your table. So it's not like you have to go to a counter to get it, which is kind of neat. So it's almost like a quick / table service, but you don't have to tip and things like that. And there are, now granted, this may change too, but you get your cups and you go fill your drinks. When you order drinks, they have fountain drinks and things like that, and you help yourself to refills. But I've heard great things about the lunch there. So all around, our experience has been good.
Yeah. Hi, Robin. Rockin' Robin's here, and Jessica Miller, welcome in.
Robin and Jessica.
What's Jessica
Thanks for being here. Jessica says, I have an 8-year-old daughter, so it's a must-do for us. Only way to get a photo with Belle in her ball gown.
That's true. That is true.
That's changed, because we used to be able to do that when you met the princesses, which, although that might have been, was that a different park?
I don't know. Was that, but there was one area
while.
where you used to be able to get her in her ball gown, but because it was the neatest thing.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
The one that we saw multiple times?
It was the same. Well, obviously it's the same Belle, but it was the same
cast member?
It was the same person dressed in her ball gown.
Yep.
Very pretty lady.
She was.
And then we saw her again when she was dressed in her little in the
her
blue,
little regular blue and
and
white.
we saw her a second time, and she remembered the boys.
Yeah, that was.
She goes,
really
"I remember
neat.
you guys."
Mm-hmm.
That was really
really
neat.
Trip, but several days apart.
Yeah.
And once was in Epcot when she's under the tree.
Yeah,
going through World Showcase in France, and then the other time was some kind of character meet and greet when you saw the princesses. And I keep wanting to say it was Epcot because you go in and you see Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty. Maybe it was in Magic Kingdom
Maybe
before
it was Princess
they
Fairy
changed
Tale Hall before they changed Belle out.
Yeah, because now they have
Tiana in there, Rapunzel's in there, Elsa and Anna used to be in there.
Before.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it was a neat experience for sure.
She was really good too, really great.
Hey James Ryan, good to see you, buddy.
James, welcome in. Good to see you. Sorry, James, it was a last minute post. We have some plans that came up for tonight, amazingly, in this social distancing world, but we had to push this back a little bit. So thanks for coming in.
And Melissa was the special host, and I'm just kind of in the background.
I was by myself, and then I think Walt thought I was floundering.
No, you're not floundering.
It's good practice. Good practice. I need to do this more often, and it's a lot of work for Walt to stream every day, even if it's for a half hour. So I volunteered.
She did great. She's doing great.
I'm trying.
She's trying great. Wow, Belle is traveling back and forth from Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Yeah, man, she is. She's a traveling lady, let me tell you.
Traveler.
She's putting in the steps for sure. Rockin' Mama says, Jeff, you were in a ball gown for
a picture. Wow, but you looked pretty. That's hilarious.
But this ride, look, it's a good experience. I don't even know that I can call it an attraction. I don't even know how to rate what this thing is.
Like attraction / show.
Meet and greet almost too. I mean, you do get to meet her.
Only if you're one of the performers, though. You don't get to go up and take pictures with her unless you were chosen as one of the little actors. up front. I read about it before we came on to refresh my memory because it's been so long. So.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Brian wants to know if food reviews are coming soon. Yes, if the park opens and I can actually get some food, that will make it better. I'd like them to be fresh so I have a fresh reaction. I could go in and do some on my past experiences, but I'd almost rather be filming while I have it so I can take pictures and try some things I haven't tried before. So they'll be coming eventually.
Right.
Eventually.
Now, Jessica,
Akershus.
is she at Akershus? I didn't know she was over there.
I didn't know
Okay.
that either.
Okay, maybe
that's
she is.
one of the places we haven't
done
eaten
that
at yet, so it's one we haven't tried.
Nope, not yet. We will. We will.
Oh yeah, we're hoping to do it all.
All right.
It's all said and done.
Let's do your rating, Melissa. Let's give your rating.
Don't we usually ask everybody else what their
Well, you
rating
give yours,
is?
and then they'll give you theirs. So
well,
top
my
right-hand corner.
Particular rating.
Oh, there you go.
I did 6 out of 10, and maybe it should be higher because some of the special effects in terms of the mirror, the wardrobe, and Lumiere are really exciting. But for a wow factor for me, because it's more geared for the little ones, it's just not one I'm going to keep going back to. So that's why it's lower for me. I know, Walt, your rating was much higher than mine, right?
No, it was about 6, maybe 7. I think it's a very, very good attraction for the preschool and the little guys and gals. The girls are really gonna love it. They're gonna really, really love it. And the guys are gonna like it too. The boys are. I think for the little ones,
I think it depends.
It's really gonna be awesome, and you're gonna love it as a parent. The older you get, it has less relevance for you.
Right.
Until you're talking grandkids and stuff like that. But I think it's a good. I think it fits perfectly with Magic Kingdom for sure.
Oh yeah,
it's in the right
It's
part.
in the right place, and maybe I'm feeling guilty for giving it such a low rating because the only reason I'm rating it low is because it's just not of that much of an interest to me as much. So maybe I feel bad. Maybe it should be a higher rating because it's great for what it is. It's fantastic.
Jessica volunteered to be.
I used your word. Fantastic.
There you go. So Brian gives it a 6. Russ says he'd give it an 8.
Yeah.
But what's he say?
But because he knows it's very popular for the kids.
Oh yeah, definitely popular for the kid. What's Dan say?
Dan says, I can't rate it as I've never done it.
Really?
But with it being near Be Our Guest, which I found out was an actual thing just now, and near Storybook Treats and Friar's Nook, he gives it a 6.8 out of 10. 6.8. You're so funny.
Dan, next time you're at Magic Kingdom,
yeah,
if we're with you, we'll go with you. It'll be fun. What's James say?
And Jessica gives it an 8 out of 10, and James gives it a 7. But that may change if I enjoy the wonder of grandchildren.
Yes, I agree with that.
I think so too. I'm sure it'll just go right up the list. We're right with you, James. We're kind of in that same part of our lives. We're waiting for that next stage.
Hi, Christine Hickman. Welcome in.
Hi, Christine. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. All right. Let's see. 6. Also, if you have little kids, it's a must do.
Yeah.
Yep. Eric gives it a 7.
Yeah.
And I'd say that's about right. Between a 6 and a 7, even an 8. I guess, I don't know, it's just been so long. I really wish we had done this a little bit sooner. Dan says, let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It really, look, I'm telling you, depending upon how much your kids really enjoy it, it's going to depend on that number. Ours were older. I mean, it was 2012. So,
2013.
2013 when we saw it. So Mason was already 12. Walter was already, 15. Something like that.
Yeah, I guess you're
16.
right. So they were
already older. They saw it, but they were like, okay, we did it. That's enough.
Yeah.
So
that probably took some of the magic away too.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't as like, oh, mommy, that's awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
And Amy says she'll give it a 6. Never done it before, but looks cute on videos. It is a very cute attraction. Cute is a good word for it.
I do recommend that you do it.
Yeah, it's at least, do it one time.
Yeah, I agree. Even if you just sit in the back,
mm-hmm.
by yourself and just watch it. Watch the other little kids. Watch them enjoy it. Look at the animatronics. Look, Melissa said it earlier when I was listening. She's 100% correct. The Magic Mirror alone makes it a must-do for me at least once. Just to see how they do that. I don't even know how they do it. It's pretty neat. It's pretty neat for sure.
But that's what I was saying. It reminds me of the technology they use in the new Star Wars ride when they cut open the...
Oh, yeah.
Pull it over.
Yes.
I mean, how do they do that? I still don't really understand how they make a mirror that's this big turn into a big door. Obviously they had this technology to do that a long time ago. So it's very, very cool. It's a real awe moment. I'd really like to just do that over and over again.
Me too.
I just want to walk through the mirror. Can I come back through?
I agree. Well,
So,
I know we want to go ahead and do a few things. Obviously, we got to do a little bit of mousekeeping before we head out. I'm coming up on minute 25 here. Dan says, let's see, you take me to Enchanted with Belle.
Oh, and he'll take us to round 2 at Sanaa.
All right, you
Man,
said
that
it.
doesn't seem like a very fair deal, so
That
I'm going
sounds
to
fair
jump
to
on
me.
that for sure. Oh my God, I'm there. I know, that's why when he was talking about his favorite appetizers and he was going to do another Sanaa, I'm like, I'm all about it. But your other pick looked really good too. So, because we love Via Napoli.
Absolutely.
I want that right this minute.
Mm-hmm. Lots of stuff opening up next week down at Disney. I think that's a good sign.
Yeah, Disney Springs.
Lots of stuff.
A bunch of restaurants and a few stores. So we're excited and we're planning to be there at least part of the day if we can. So we're still waiting to determine the opening times because everything we check out doesn't have the hours yet.
Yeah, it doesn't have hours yet. Like
Must
City
have
Walk
missed
is 4 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that. But we haven't seen hours yet for Disney Springs, so that'll be interesting because we'll be going down there on the 27th. I'm not going this week.
I know. Amy said, "Screenshot that, Walt and Melissa. We gotta prove it was said, but we have witnesses." That's fantastic.
Don't you worry, Dan. We'll do Enchanted Tales with Belle and the other with you, and you don't even have to pay. We'll help you.
I know. I think it's our turn.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. But guys, a few things to go over before we head out on mousekeeping list. What do we got?
All right. I don't know. What do we got? No, we want to reach out and say thank you to Dean at the Live Place, of course, for making us possible and many of our other channels here. He's amazing. Be sure to check him out and check out the Live Place for sure. We want to thank Dan, Disney Dan, who's here in the chat with us. He's amazing, has amazing content, so please check out his channel. I think most of you are already subscribers, but if you're not, you guys can put his link in the chat. He's amazing, so check him out. Steve's World is also one of our partner channels, and I'm sure you're all familiar with him as well. Check him out, too. We have Disanity coming up on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday.
Pop Culture Week.
Yes, Pop Culture
We'll have something fun ready. Don't worry about
that.
Here
at 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Monday nights is Steve's stream at 7?
8.
Meg is after Steve at 9. Mm-hmm. And on Tuesdays before us, there is Shep.
No, Jim. More sunshine,
No,
please.
but I thought Shep.
Zippity Doodad.
Zippity Doodad is at 6:30. Jim is at 7:30. By all means, have to check out Jim. More sunshine, please. He's fantastic. Then we are on from 8 to 9:30. Then I guess the
Via Project
goes on at 9. Mm-hmm. And then on Wednesday, we have one of our favorites, the Disney Nerd Herders, comes on at 7.
D&G is at 8.
D&G at 8. And isn't there someone else at 9?
Yeah, Disney is at 9.
Okay, Disney is at 9.
Thursdays
to do Philly Crew.
Yep.
And I'm forgetting the time. Forgive me, guys. 9 o'clock with the Do Philly Crew.
Yep.
And Thursdays is somebody else, too.
I think that's it on Thursdays.
I think I would know.
I think that's it.
And Walt goes on Saturdays too right now with Steve for sports, not so sports night at 8 o'clock on Saturdays. So lots of content to check out. Oh, Dan, of course, on Saturdays at 7.
Yes. With Disney Fiasco.
7 with Disney Fiasco. And he does his fabulous Food Fridays. I added the fabulous. Yeah. But Food Friday vlogs that he puts out every Friday. So some great people, some great content. So
that's some nice comments.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for giving me the push because this is hard for me. So Brian says I'm getting better every time. So I'm gaining confidence. It takes practice. So that's with anything. So you might see my mug a little bit more often just because Walt's pushing me to help him out a little bit more. I just get a little nervous. I'm always afraid of change. So you guys are the best. And Dan is in on Thursdays too. I apologize, Dan. What is your
It's Nuts About Disney.
Oh,
I almost forgot. Him and Gonzo.
Nice. Yep. Dan and Gonzo. Nuts About Thursday. What time is that, Dan? I didn't know about this one, so obviously I haven't been in the loop. I apologize. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, let's.
James, what?
James's comment. It's time.
Oh no, exactly right, James. I was just gonna say, let's see if we can get us out of Magic Kingdom. So I'm not so sure. I think Walt and I are probably cursed together. So here we. Oh, now I'm dropping him too.
See, it's not that easy.
It's not because the ball's too small. I told you we could get it. All right, here we go. I don't even know what this is.
Oh,
we're out of Magic Kingdom, and I don't think we've done this before. It's the Millennium Falcon.
Smuggler's Run.
Smuggler's Run. He just wrote Falcon on there, and I'm like, what's the Falcon?
Yeah. Smuggler's Run
We're
tomorrow.
going to Hollywood Studios. Have we been into Hollywood Studios yet?
Because we did Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror. Okay.
Yeah, and Toy Story.
Millennium Falcon.
Smuggler's Run. That's a good pick.
Smuggler's Run.
See?
I said Snuggler's Run.
Smuggler's Run too.
Smuggler's Run.
Yeah, if you're on there with a date.
No, there's no snuggling on the Smuggler's Run. You've got to pay attention to your button.
Right. I'm guessing Epcot. Nope, we're going over. What does Russ say?
That's instead of a bigger boat, we need a bigger bowl.
What does Russ say?
Russ says, hopefully Melissa can pick something out of Magic Kingdom for tomorrow. And yes, you're getting much better and more confident.
There you go.
You, Russ.
See, good
I'm
pick.
trying.
James says good pick.
Yay!
That one
Brian
gets an
says
11.
It gets an 11. Appropriate with Walt's t-shirt. See? Rigged! Dan says it really wasn't, I swear. Nope. It was actually even stuck to another one. I was shaking it off. So, that's funny.
There you go.
Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you for our members, James and Do Philly crew, Meredith and Ron being in here today, and Russ. Were there any other members I didn't shout out to? I think it was Russ, James, Meredith, and Ron. So thank you so much. And Meredith.
Brian.
Oh, and Brian. I'm so sorry, Brian. But Meredith, your little packet went out yesterday, finally. So thank you so very much. And you should be getting that soon. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Have an awesome day. Take care of yourselves and each other. And we'll talk to you real soon. Bye.
Finished. And one more. Bye.